Hi guys, welcome back to Trista Bytes, and I thought I would give you guys some tips on how to survive the epicness that is MCM Comic-Con. So MCM Comic-Con goes on twice a year. It's a huge event in London. It's really phenomenal, but it can be a bit daunting if you've never been before. The event runs twice a year, in a summer one and more of an autumny one. The summer one's great, the cosplayers, especially all the meetups outside. You've got the sunshine, it's glorious. The later one is still pretty cool, but if you are wanting to be outside doing the photography and stuff, you are at the mercy of the British weather. So I think that's the only real difference between the two. They're both of equal size and equal importance. It just happens to run twice a year. So of those 3 days, they are quite different. The show opens on a Friday, so if you're a student or you can get the day off work, that's a really quiet day to go. Most of the guests aren't there though, so if you're there for signatures, meet and greets, panels, it doesn't really happen on the Friday. But you can get ahead of the queue if you want to meet with like the artists and you want to put some commissions for sketches in and things like that. If you put those commissions in on the Friday, then you can go pick them up on the Saturday or Sunday, and you won't find that your favourite artist is already booked up or they don't have time to fit you in time and all that kind of thing. So it's a great day for that sort of thing. It's a much more chilled day, and it goes on later as well. So if you're working in central London, you can nip by after work for a couple of hours on the Friday, put in your sketch commissions and things, and then go back and pick them up on the Saturday afternoon. Saturday is of course epicness day. Everyone that doesn't live in London that wants to go to MCM is gonna pick the Saturday to travel in because it gives them enough time to travel in. They sleep over one night, they can travel back out. So it's absolutely huge. The crowds are both terrifying and brilliant. So many awesome people in one place is just phenomenal. For socialising, it's brilliant. The Night in the Fox that they put on after is basically a dance floor filled with cosplayers, and you can watch like Pikachu and Blade do the Macarena and then like dance to the Ghostbusters theme. So it's an awesome day for socialising, and all of the main guests are there on the Saturday. Loads of the amazing talks are going to go on the Saturday, so it's a really cool day. But if it's your first Comic-Con, if you've got little kids, or if you're quite nervous of crowds, it might be a bit much and you might want to maybe just go for a little bit, or go take some breaks outside and pace yourself, or maybe just skip the Saturday if big crowds just really freak you out. Sunday is kind of the perfect day for a lot of reasons. You've still got most of the guests, you've still got some panels, you've got a little bit more breathing space, but enough of a crowd that you can go do like awesome meetups and meet 500 other people like dressed as Deadpool and take incredible photos and videos, and you can still do all of those things, but it's just a little bit more chilled, a little bit more relaxed. The opening hours tend to be a tiny bit shorter, but because you've got a little bit more space to move around, you don't get that kind of like, oh my god, I can't get here in time, I need too much to do, too much to see kind of feeling. It's just a little bit more relaxed. So you do need to keep an eye on the MCM social media. You're going to want to follow them, keep an eye on the website. There are always last minute changes. A lot of the guests for MCM are international, and if something happens with flights, if there's some kind of situation going on abroad and things get delayed, there are last minute cancellations. So if there's someone specific that's your main reason for going, you do need to keep an eye on if they actually can make it. We had one year where something went wrong, I think it was at Heathrow, and a load of planes couldn't land, and a load of guests literally, they couldn't physically get out the sky and get to MCM in time for their panels and talks, and things had to be rearranged. So definitely keep an eye on the website. But as well as that, they do announce last minute additional guests, and additional things do happen and get arranged last minute. So sometimes there's an awesome notification, someone you didn't know was going to be there is suddenly going to be doing signing signatures. There is also an app now which is brand new, and that seems to have the layout, which again will be released just before the event and is well worth having because you will get lost. And there's nothing like walking around going near an event saying, I'm near the Pikachu. No, not that Pikachu, this Pikachu. I'm near aisle this, which hall, which place. Just get the app, look at the map, or print out a copy of the map off the website. It will really help you because the event is huge in the best kind of way. So definitely things like that are going to really help you plan and avoid any disappointment with those last minute schedule changes that happen. Now, a big tip I have for MCM is food and drink. Remember to have food and drink, because everything is so cool. You'll just be walking around going, I want all of the things there are so many things, and you see people with armfuls of really rare pop figures and plushies and, you know, all of the different geek stuff you can ever imagine, but they've, you know, not eaten anything in 6 hours, and, you know, they're completely dehydrated, because it's just, it's a room of awesomeness filled with thousands of awesome people. And remembering to eat and drink is the first thing that you really need to do, because, like, I don't always manage that because I'm working and filming the whole time and doing all my interviews, so sometimes I'm like, why does my head hurt? Oh, I haven't drunk anything in 3 hours. So it is really easy to do, and I've been to so many Comic-Cons and I still make the same mistakes. So take with you some food and some drink. You can buy stuff there, the stuff there is pretty cool, but especially like if you're going on the Saturday, you really don't want to be spending, especially if you've only got one day, you don't want to be spending any of that time queuing for food. It's just, it can take a while. They serve people as fast as they can, and they've got it down to a T. Like, they're really good guys that do the food there, but it's just a sheer volume of people thing. You can go outside the event and go just find a supermarket somewhere and buy stuff, but I think it's easier just the day before, just get enough food to keep you on your feet and bring a bottle of water or something with you, because that just means that you aren't going to get to that point where you're just like, no, I'm not swooning because I'm looking at Natalie Dormer, or, you know, I'm just swooning because I'm dehydrated. And it means you can have a nice picnic outside with your friends as well, and meeting people and chatting to people outside MCM with a lovely little picnic would be incredible, and it's a great way of breaking up the day and getting a little bit of vitamin D in the middle of being inside, because otherwise you'll just kind of start to space out a little bit. But that just might be my dehydration. There are an incredible amount of things to see and do at Comic-Con. There's just so much. The highlights for me tend to be obviously Comic Village, meeting all the indie comics guys, doing my indie comics interviews. That's a massive thing for me, and I just adore seeing the latest creations by people that I've met before and seeing the new things that have come out. Meeting all those artists doing incredible art, be it fan art, being it their own original art and concepts and things like that. Absolutely incredible, and you just won't see this stuff anywhere else, and you won't have the chance to get commissions by these people anywhere else. They fly in guests, like indie comics guests, not just big guys. They fly in the indie comics guys to MCM, and you can meet people that you'd never get to meet any other way and chat to them yourself, like, you know, rather than just watching my videos with them. Go and chat to them. They are awesome people. They are creative, wonderful, geeky people who are doing the thing like a lot of us wish we could do, and they are making comics. So go and meet them, read stuff, find stuff there. It's just absolutely incredible. I will obviously do loads of interviews there, so if you don't get to go to Comic-Con, or if you think you missed something, then hopefully I will have a video about it, you know, after the event, so keep an eye peeled for those. But yeah, do go and meet people. They are seriously, seriously talented and just so lovely. Another highlight for me is often the cosplay meetups. I don't do a huge amount of cosplay myself. I've dabbled a couple of times, but I'm just not very good at it. But the cosplay meetups are brilliant fun. You can find them on the fringe events pages of the MCM thing. Also look up Facebook groups. There are various Facebook groups, and they arrange meetups where it's just like all the Deadpools, all the Harleys, all the people from this Facebook group, and you can go meet people that you've been talking to online, or people whose like photos you see on Instagram and stuff like that, and that's really, really fun. And like watching like 100 Deadpools charge across like part of a car park or something is just, it's good fun, and it's well worth it, and it's a spectacle you're just not going to see anywhere outside of a big Comic-Con. I would definitely say the panels can be absolutely awesome, and you do get to really get to know more about the stars you adore and the creators you adore, and you do get to stick your hand up and ask questions. Some of them walk down through the aisle and ask people questions and talk. They're really friendly. I don't think I've really met anyone at MCM of the celebrities in the guest lists who hasn't just been lovely and funny and awesome, and I'm really lucky that occasionally I get to go to the little press only ones and film those. But you do get sometimes even more from the guys when they're doing it with the big audience and they've got all the fans asking them questions, because they love it. This is what they love. It looks like it's going to be an exciting and varied lineup, so check out the ones you want to see and definitely make an effort to be there at those times and just experience something that might not be filmed, might not be available anywhere else, and it's just a one-off opportunity. Of course, there are meet and greets where you can go get your photograph taken and chat to them for a few minutes and things as well. The queues for those on Saturdays can be really enormous, and the cost for those can add up quite quickly. I don't tend to do those because I can't really afford it, and it just takes up quite a lot of time, and I need to be spending that time doing filming, so like I can make stuff for you guys. But if there's someone you really want to meet, they might never come back to the UK again, and it is worth going, embarrassing yourself, being slightly like starstruck, and they do tend to be lovely, and they do tend to have a little chat with you and stuff, and it's really great fun. So do, like, pick the people you really, really want to meet. Don't worry about if you think the person you want to meet is not as famous as someone else is there, or the person you want to meet, like, oh, they might be at every Comic-Con, I should go see this person instead because that's what my friends want to do, because this, that, and the other. It doesn't matter. Just think, who do you want to talk to? Who do you want your photo with, just for you to put on your wall and be like, I did that, that was totally worth it. And pick the guests based on that. I regret not going to one of the recent like zombie ones because Bruce Campbell was there, and he's now retiring as playing Ash, and like he'll probably still come and do the Comic-Cons and things, but it's different now. I wanted to talk to him about Ash vs Evil Dead, and now he's cancelled it, and it's different, and I missed that opportunity to meet him because I was like, oh, there isn't that much else I want to do at that event, and I totally should have done it. So don't miss that chance, because sometimes these people don't come back to the UK for years and years and years, and it's just that case of weighing up the queuing time versus the memory that you're going to make. When you're shopping, of course, you're going to want to get your pop figures, you're going to want to get your action figures, you're going to want statues, t-shirts, games, comic books, postcards, keyrings, plushies, everything. There is absolutely everything. But don't just make a beeline for those big name brands. Do take time to go look at the little stalls you don't recognise as well. There are some incredible people that are hand making stuff, and they sometimes do custom stuff as well, so you might see something and be like, oh, it's not in the right colour, or it's not this, oh, those earrings are cute but I'd want them in a different length. And quite often these are guys that have Etsy like stores as well, and they make custom stuff and they make one-offs, and they will work with you. You can get some really unique, incredible items that you can just see were made with so much love, that could be rare, that could be limited, that could be like custom one-off. Having a little wander and an explore and finding new things is really part of what makes Comic-Con an amazing and fun experience. Meeting people at Comic-Con can seem daunting. Don't be afraid to talk to people in queues, or if you're playing a computer game and you want to join someone. A lot of people are really happy to chat to you. They might not be able to spend all day with you because like maybe friends that they know from outside London are visiting, or they need to be at a panel at a certain time or do something else, but it's still a great place to meet people. I've had various people say they were shy to come up and talk to me, and then I'm just standing there like, oh no, nobody wants to talk to me because I'm rubbish and I'm really shy about talking to people a lot of the time, unless I've got a camera with me and I'm like, I'm talking to this person because I can help, or I can try and help with what little influence I have. I can try and help them get their comic book out there, so I can go up to them and talk to them. But they're usually awesome, and I end up talking to them for like ages after as well, and end up like reading their comic and seeing them next time and following them on social media and getting to know them. And I use YouTube partly as a way of talking to people, but I'm aware that that's just because I'm really shy. I don't know, what am I trying to say? I'm afraid of talking to people, but don't be afraid of talking to people is basically what I'm saying. And don't be afraid of coming up and saying hi to me, as long as I'm not in the middle of an interview, as long as I'm not literally like filming or setting up a shot and effectively doing a bit of work, and I can't stop doing that. As long as that's not happening, come and talk to me. Like, I'd like to socialise, I would like to meet people. You guys did not see how stupid I looked at PC Gamer Weekender. Somebody came up to me, I've forgotten the Instagram handle, I'm so sorry dude. The guy came up to me and it was like, hey, you're Trista Bytes, and I was just like, yeah, and he took a selfie with me, and he went off and I was all cool about it, and then the next person that came up to me I was just like, oh my god, I'm famous! One person has recognised me. They looked at me like I was completely mad, I have to admit. It probably wasn't the best first impression on them, but I was so shocked. I've had 3 people take selfies with me, and 2 people shout my name at me, or my channel name at me, and I was sort of, like, starstruck at them, because they knew what I was doing, or they were like, I like your videos, or I like watching your retro game stuff, or oh, I got a comic because you put an indie interview up with that comic creator, or I played a game because you put a video up of it, and it's like, that's amazing, I exist. So do come up and say hello. I am there for all 3 days. I may look exhausted at some points, but this will be because I forget to like even drink water. So like, yeah, if I look like I'm tired or like I'm drained in some way and I'm like losing the colour that I have and I'm like even more goth than normal, it's probably just because I'm dehydrated. It doesn't mean I don't want to talk to people and say hi. So yeah, come up, talk to me, and don't be afraid to like talk to other people, make connections, and find common ground with people. There are plenty of people who also want to talk to other people at Comic-Con. Not everybody wants to socialise, some people just want to shop, or they just want to get their signatures, or they just want to spend time with a friend they haven't seen in like 2 years that only comes to England for MCM or something. But apart from that, it's just a case of chatting to people, having fun. I'm not scary. I've had several people tell me I'm scary to approach, and I'm like, look at me. I look like an idiot. I'm well aware I look like an idiot. This t-shirt's like proper cool, but me is Muppet Central, and I'm really not scary, and that's pretty much true of everyone else at Comic-Con. I really look forward to seeing everybody there. It is going to be so much fun, so come and join me at Comic-Con, and yeah, then come out for a dance at the Fox after. Right, thank you for watching, guys. I hope this has been helpful in some way. Please subscribe to the channel, click the little bell for notifications, otherwise you don't get told when there are any videos out. I'm trying to put videos out every single Friday though, so do come back sort of Friday at some unspecified time, and there will be videos up every week now, and I will see you guys soon.